everyone, welcome back to Budgets and Dreams. My name's Jen and I'm on a journey to pay off £27,000 worth of debt with a goal to pay off £10,000 in this year in 2022. Sorry about the cut there. Reggie, my lovely darling beagle, just decided to knock the camera. So sorry about that. As I was saying, welcome to my May debt update. I did say in my last cash stuffing video that I was going to film this debt update immediately after last Friday's cash stuffing, but you may also remember that I was extremely hyper in last week's cash stuffing, and I decided that actually the debt update deserved for me to be in a bit of a calmer mood. However, I was not expecting to be in as calm a mood as I am today. Me and my son just went swimming, and I have got that swim tired. You know, that different kind of tired that you get after you've been swimming that's unlike any other kind of tired. So I currently have swim tired. So apologies if I sound a bit sleepy. It's because I am. So yeah. So this is hopefully going to be just a very brief video just to catch you guys up on what's been going on with the debt this month. I say this month, I think we're out of May now, aren't we? Is it June today? So apologies for that, but this is May's update. Is it June today or is it June tomorrow? It's Wednesday today. I feel like it is June today. Debt update is what we're doing. So last month in April, we got up to the point of colouring £2,900. So let's have a look at what we managed to do in May. Just going to grab the iPad. I hope I don't knock the camera. So here is my spreadsheet that I keep track of everything on. There we go, just zoomed things in a little bit for you. So here is a list of all of our current debts, including ones that we've paid off. So there was my overdraft, my husband's next account, my next account, our big loan, and a credit card for each, myself and my husband. The overdraft was paid off a couple of months ago. Very excitedly, my husband's next account was paid off in May in this month. So that is part of the update. We've made some really good progress on this month, and the loan and the two credit cards are just ticking away on their minimum payments. So what we do, once we pay off a debt, we snowball the minimum payment into the next debt. So we paid off the overdraft, that had a minimum payment of £5. That's now paid off, so the minimum is £0. That £5 then rolled onto my husband's next. So his minimum payment, which was £27, became £32, which is 27 plus 5. That is now paid off, so the new minimum payment is now £0. So the 27 add the 5, the £32, now gets rolled over as a snowball into my next payment. So my minimum payment is £28, but those two, the £32 from these two gets rolled over onto that. So the new minimum payment for my next account is £60. So let's have a look then. And then the minimum payments for the others. The loan is £440.38 a month. My credit card is £100 a month, and my husband's credit card is £100 a month as well. We don't have our credit card set on a minimum payment because that changes every month. We just like to know exactly where we are and how much we have to pay each month. So we just set an amount of £100 for each of those. So our starting balances at the beginning of 2022 are all listed here. Now they actually total up to £28,559. So when I started this journey and documenting it on YouTube, it was just over 27,000. In fact, I think it was 27,800 or something like that. But then in February time, we added in these two here. So that was my overdraft and my husband's next, which took it up to 28.5. I just say 27 because I like the way it sounds. So that was our starting balances. So let's have a look how we got on in May. So these are our ending balances for May. So the overdraft is £0, we've paid that off. My husband's next account is £0, we've paid that off. My next account, I still owe £248.35. The big loan, we still owe £12,330. My credit card, £7,300, and my husband's credit card, £4,500. And we are paying off these debts in this order. as you see them on screen here. So how much did we pay this month? Well, sorry, and that takes, oh, I'm all over the shop, so tired. So the total amount that we owe as of today is £24,425.45. So the amount that we've paid off this month, if I click on here, it will give me some numbers. So we paid the £32 minimum payment, including the debt snowball. So that was the first thing that we paid. We then paid an extra £100, which was the amount that we had put aside for extra debt this month in May. We then paid an additional £30, which was some side income that we'd earned off of Atapol. And then the £86 and a penny, that was a proportion of the council tax rebate, energy help jobby, the £150. That was a proportion of that, and we put the rest of that £150 into our budget. So that cleared off my husband's next, which is super exciting. So the amount repaid this month for his next was £248.10. That was the amount that was left over. And then so we've now paid the total amount of £523-ish pounds. So there is zero debt remaining, and we have repaid 100%. I did have a request from somebody to show how you calculate these numbers, and I will do that. I will make a video, so I haven't forgotten. I just haven't had time to prepare anything for you today, but I will let you know how this is all calculated in the background in Excel. So then we'll have a look at my next account then. So the balance on my next account is currently £248.35. We have paid this month £253. So that includes the £28 minimum payment. I also then put in £125 from a, what's it called? I switched banks, a bank account switch incentive thing was £125. So I put that on there as well. And then I also put an additional £100 on there just as our £100 a month extra debt. It used to be £200 a month extra debt, but then I realised we couldn't afford it. So it's now £100 extra debt per month, ideally. So I put in all of that. So that's £253 that was paid this month. And minus the interest, that means we paid off £244.25, which is amazing. So we paid off a total of £320 on that account. We've got 44% of that debt remaining, which means we've repaid 56% of that debt. We are over halfway. And I am super, super hoping and wishing and praying that we get this one cleared off in June. I'd really like this one gone so that we can start on the biggie, because I have something very exciting for how I intend to tackle this one, which I can't wait to show you and tell you, but I will. You'll have to wait till another time. So the loan and the credit cards, slightly less interesting. It's just the minimum amounts. So the closing balances for those was £12,330 for the big loan, 7,323-ish for my credit card, and 4,524. And I think I've already said all of that, but now you know again. So the bit that I'm really excited about. Oh, actually, I need to explain this to you. So if you have a look down here, we've got paid this month. We've got £1,142-ish pounds, but repaid this month is actually more, is £1,233-ish pounds. And that is because I think I normally capture my husband's credit card balance before he's had his statement. And then this month we've captured it after he's had his statement, where he's already made that £100 payment. So for some reason the numbers were off by £100, but that's actually really good news, because he has been paying off a balance transfer fee on that account, which meant that we were actually in the red, if you like. We were still paying more debt than what we started with, but we are finally actually paying off what we originally owed now, which is great. So we've made a 1% progress on that credit card, which doesn't sound like much, but it means a lot to me, because it means that we are now making headway on every single one of our debts, and we are no longer recovering from that backward step of the balance transfer fee. So that's good news. So that explained. The total amount that we have repaid this month, the total amount that we have repaid in total. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I keep making gaffes. I am so tired. So the total amount that we have repaid so far to date from our £27,000 worth of debt, and our goal of 10,000 this year is £4,133.88. We are nearly halfway there, and that makes me feel so good because June is upon us. By the end of June, I want this to be at 5,000, and then I know that I am fully on track for reaching that £10,000 goal for the end of the year. So in terms of percentages, we have 86% of the debt remaining, and that means we've paid off 14%, which is unreal. I can't believe that. It's only May. So my quick bit that I say every month. We have managed to pay off a significant amount of debt this month. It's huge. Our minimum monthly payments add up to about £700 a month. I think it's on here somewhere. Yeah, £700.38. So we have paid an additional, well, let's say 400 because this 1,200 is the confusing credit card bit. So we've paid an additional £400 off of our debt this month. That is because we had extra stuff come in. That was the council tax rebate. That was the bank account switch money that I got from changing my bank account. And what else? What did I say before? Oh yeah, we earmarked just a little bit extra. So it's we're just very, very fortunate to have been able to pay off that extra amount. If you are struggling with your debts, with your finances, with your money, please, 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 please don't keep quiet about it. Don't feel ashamed about it. There is nothing to feel ashamed or dirty or anything. If you're in debt, talk to people. There is nothing wrong with being in debt. For some reason, there are still some people who believe that being in debt is a bad thing. It's not. If you're on top of your debt and you're in control of your debt, it's not a bad thing. If you can afford it and it's not holding you back from living the life that you want to live, it's not stopping you from reaching your dreams, whatever the reason, if you are in control of your debt, it is not a bad thing. The only time debt becomes a difficult beast is when you can no longer afford to keep up with your minimum payments. And I have been there. When I was younger, I was in a situation where I was borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. I think that's the phrase, isn't it? So I had numerous overdrafts, numerous credit cards, HP on stuff. And I was having to literally take cash off of a credit card to put into my bank to pay the minimum payment on a different credit card. It was ridiculous. And I've been working my way slowly up from that position over a long period of time. I did have an IVA, an involuntary or a voluntary? No, I think mine was an independent, I don't know, a voluntary agreement, basically. I had a company who took on all of my debts, cut a lot of them down, and then I paid them a minimal amount every month. That came with, I don't know if this is still the case now, so don't let me put you off, but that came with restrictions on my financial activity. So I wasn't allowed to take out any additional debt, and I was only allowed a bank card that you could withdraw cash with. It didn't even have a debit. I was saying tap, it wasn't tap back then, it was still sign for stuff, but it didn't even have that ability. I think it was the difference back then, if you remember, between a solo and a switch account. And it was a solo, it was just a cash card. I couldn't use it to pay for anything. It was restrictive, it was degrading, and it felt awful. And I'm going to be honest about that. It felt rubbish. But it was a step that I needed to take because my finances had gotten so bad. So anyway, I took that IVA back over myself and finished repaying those debts before then meeting my husband and getting carried away and getting loads of debt again. So myself and my husband have been kind of clawing our way out of debt ever since we've been together. We have never been debt free. Our whole entire relationship has been under the cloud of debt. And yeah, so now is the time for us to repay it, which is why we're focusing so hard, because we can and because we want to. I always leave links in my description box for money advice, places you can go. So if you are struggling, please do have a look at that, speak to people, reach out, and don't keep this to yourself. It is an ugly thing to carry around with you. As soon as you tell somebody about it, if you're worried about it, the weight that will come off your shoulders is unreal. Trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. So sorry, that was a huge ramble. So I'm going to colour in my tracker, which is from the lovely What If I Fly 17. So we get to colour up to 4,133. So I'll do 4,000 and then I'll do a halfer for the 100. Yeah, I'll do that. So at the moment we've coloured up to 2,900. So I'm just going to quickly crack on and colour this in. There you go. So it's not the neatest colouring in the world, but I'll tidy that up off camera in a minute. So we're so very nearly there. So we just need 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We just need £900 by the end of June, paid off of our debt, to be halfway there, which is super exciting. So that's our minimum payments of 700 and an additional 200, and I'm not worried about that. And I will explain more about why I'm not worried in a couple of weeks' time. So that is me. I'm sorry that compared to last week, it's very much down here. Last week was up here, this week down here. So yeah, there's always a theme. This week's theme is swim tired. But I super appreciate all of you. You are just the best bunch of people. And I'm just so glad to have you all here on my journey. It means a lot. You're keeping me accountable. All of you who have your own YouTube channels, you are all an inspiration. I learn something from you off of every video. And I just love you all so, so much. A quick reminder, I didn't do this at the beginning, sorry. But on a Friday, when I do my cash stuffing, I pull an affirmation card. And this week's affirmation is, there is only one of me. So that's this week's affirmation. And we'll have a new one on Friday. So that just leaves me to say, have an absolutely fantastic Jubilee weekend, everybody who's in the UK. Have a couple of PIMs for old Liz, and for everyone else across the world, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your week, a really lovely weekend, and I would love to see you all again on Friday with my cash stuffing. So take care, everybody. Thank you so much for being here again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.